Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the actuality. It's been a hot minute, but we're all back together and actually all of us are here and it's amazing and it's like Thanksgiving, when family gets back together and it hasn't been hardly any time at all. I love hanging out with these guys and girl. Because wife, yeah. Anyway, so we're back, and I'm Josh Wallace, one half of Angel Citadel, and I am your GM for today. We're playing Invisible Sun, and the campaign is The Soul's Direction. We've covered a lot of ground here in the last few sessions. We'll get to that in just a minute, but let's go ahead and introduce our cast. Kelton, why don't we get started with you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Kelton, aka Feznerax. You can find me places as Feznerax. I'm playing Billy Burrows. He's a weaver who plumbs the deeps of sleep. He's an empath. He's a weirdo. He plays the trumpet. It's been a really long time, and he's excited to figure out why he can just shift between suns, and that is so strange. Do I pick my victim, or are you going in like a clockwise order?
I'm going counterclockwise, actually. Chris.
I'm Chris, or Synth. You can find me here on the Citadel as Synth, or on Cypher Unlimited by the same name. I'm playing Sterling Price, an empath Vance who splinters into fragments. Everything gets him scared, and he doesn't know what he's in for today. Every day is an adventure.
Jeff.
My name is Jeff. You can find me on Discord as Jeffrey Boring, and I'm playing Albion J. Finch, detective extraordinaire. He recently found that he is... Oh gosh, what's my sentence now?
That's right, you have a new sentence.
I am an established empath, apostate who walks with a secret companion.
And who is the secret companion?
His name is Reynard, or Rainy. He is an invisible spirit who appears to me as either a fox or a fox-like humanoid wearing a suit and a hat.
Very dapper.
Yes. And very charming. To me. No one else can see him. But that's fine.
Except when they can.
That's true. They have occasionally seen him.
And last but absolutely certainly not least, Joanne.
I'm Joanne Wallace, the other half of Angel Citadel, and today I am playing Claire Thespian, a bizarre, gallant goetic who listens to the whispers.
All right. So let's talk about what happened last session. I'll give a brief recap. Who wants to do that? Don't all jump at once.
I slept since then.
Do I get to do it, really?
Man.
I wasn't here.
No.
I can give it a shot.
Okay. So here's what we did.
We got the radio built.
We got the radio built.
We got told we could hire the maker to make more radios.
Yeah, but there was a reason that the maker needed to make those radios and not the person who made that one.
Yes, he broke himself.
Albion, the maker, had a choice to make, pardon the pun, and gave a piece of himself to the object. He used the fragment of his soul that he had found in the silver to power the the radio tower so that it could cast across the different suns. And in doing, he woke up and found everybody staring at him like something weird was going on, that he was an apostate and not the maker that they all thought they remembered. Silly.
And while he was sleeping that off, Billy and Claire went off on an adventure. Where did they go?
Yeah, we went to the what is it? Oh man, what is that place called? Place with the souls, you know, the garden of soul stuff.
Crystal Souls.
There we go. Yeah. We found Claire's soul fragment. She had a messed up dream. About I have notes on this part actually. Being in a car crash. That's right. And then a purple-eyed figure, just like the figure in Billy's dream. I think it came at her with a dagger. It came at Billy with a syringe, but that is kind of just appropriate for the setting because Billy was in an asylum in that dream. So that was concerning. But yeah, the connection just gets deeper and deeper.
And we stole that maker from the red.
And he had been captured by
A being from the dark, which was
Vespertine.
Vespertine, yeah, Vespertine, who are a cult,
Which is almost
from
as
dark-
good.
Yeah, anti-creation cult. So we're in really good shape. We got we're tangling with the Thaw, we're tangling with the Dark. It's fine. Yeah, we're good.
Everything's on fire, but it's fine. We're good.
It's that little dog meme. Yep. This is fine. This is all fine.
Sure is.
All right. So you are back in Saturnine. Let's start with Sterling.
Sterling.
Yes. So you left the Pale, and when Claire went to the Silver, you had returned to Saturnine to work on preparing for your third degree advancement, if I remember correctly.
I think I'm just going to second.
Was that it?
Yeah, I think I'm just going
Okay.
to second degree.
So, in the amount of time that it took them to do what they were going to do, you have spent time preparing for that, and you are ready to advance whenever you would like to do that.
Mm. All right. As part of doing that, I think I'd like to see about becoming a member of the Cadadron as well.
Okay, so in order for that to happen, you actually only know one member of that group,
Hmm.
and you would need to find him again. How would you like to do that?
Well, I'll go touring through the town. I believe I found him in a shop last time.
You did.
Perhaps even his shop. I'm not sure if it was his or not. I think... Yeah, I'm gonna go check in with Phineas, let him know, see if he wants to come along. Probably not. He's always busy.
He actually has 4 parties, and 2 of them are scheduled at the same time. You're not quite sure how he's going to do that, but he doesn't seem concerned about it. So you're not. Maybe he's going to get um, his friend with the golden underwear to carry him around and run him between parties. Who knows?
Seems like a good plan.
The Herald.
I'm trying to find in my notes what that shop was called, and I'm not having any luck.
That shop actually didn't have a name that we gave it, but if you'd like to give it a name,
Okay.
by all means do so.
I found the name of the person, Soman. So, yeah, I'll go and try to find Soman's shop. Hopefully it hasn't moved or anything.
Okay. You head back to the open market where you had found his shop before, and the building, for lack of a better word, it wasn't actually a building. It was more like a tent that was made out of heavy rug type looking material. You know the kind, right? The massive area rugs that have those really conservative looking geometric designs and stuff like that. It looks like that. It's there, and as you walk in, there is an attendant there. It is a woman, and he is not there.
I'll go up and ask her, is, Soman in today?
I'm sorry, who?
Do I have the wrong name? I might have the wrong name.
No, you don't have the wrong name.
Okay. Soman. He was in this shop the last time I was here.
Soman. Perhaps, perhaps you could tell me what you're looking for, and I could help you find it.
It was a certain person. He was bald and he wore this white mask.
Maybe describe the white mask.
I don't think I caught the white mask for long enough to be able to describe it.
Then I'm not sure I can help you.
That is unfortunate. I
You
was under the
you
assumption
don't need
he
to
worked
roll
here.
a perception or anything like that, but you can see her eyes shifting around, looking at the exits to the tent.
I can
She
see
looks
her
nervous.
eyes shifting. I'm nervous too, like my hand's starting to like splinter. I just kind of stand there like slowly starting to like splinter more and more. Are you sure he's not in today, or maybe he doesn't work here, maybe he was just visiting last time?
No, I'm fairly sure I'm the only one here today. And she looks kind of at your hands. Are you all right?
I like hide my hand, I pull it and hide it. I'm fine. I'm fine. It just happens sometimes, that's all. I've like put my hand in my pocket, my other hand starts splintering.
Okay.
Well, thank you. I'll come in another time and see, maybe.
All right. We'll be here. Yeah. This shop doesn't go anywhere. I mean, not really.
Okay. I'd like to try and sense if she meant that there was someone else here when she said we, and not just referring to the shop as a person.
Um, you get the sense that um, the statement that she made was almost, or was probably even, a Freudian slip.
I kind of look her in the eyes and I muster up some type of courage. Who's we? The shop isn't a person.
We? I meant me. Of course, me.
Me
And
will
she gives
be
you kind of
here.
a nervous smile.
Look, I've already met the person I'm looking for. I've been to Shadows so much that I can't remember much, but I do remember seeing another person in this shop. In fact, he seemed like perhaps even the owner of the shop.
You see her start to look around really, really nervously. And um, then her eyes lock on one of the exits, and another person walks into the shop. Hello, can I help you?
I look over at the other person.
Jeff?
Oh, hello, ma'am. I have been looking for a friend of mine and seem to have found him. Sterling. Uh,
Oh, hello, Albie. I'm just trying to find somebody. Not having
oh,
any luck.
not having any luck. Well, I'm good at finding people.
You
Uh,
are. That's fantastic.
Perhaps I could give it a try.
Uh, Sterling kind of looks at you for a moment, and then just sort of out of pocket, he goes, You look different. You have a different cut, I suppose."
I have heard that from several of our friends, but I assure you, this is who I am and always have been. But
Is there?
perhaps it's that I've been laying off the lamb cutlets quite so often. Uh,
I take your shoulder real quick, and I look you in the eyes. There's something missing.
well, who are you looking for? And I'll see what I can do.
I look down. I'm looking for. Back off, and put my hands up. I'm looking for someone named Soman. He was bald, wore this white mask.
Um,
Expressionless, perhaps? That seems
uh,
right.
I would like to use a spell called Hunt the Lost. Using the new sphere, I learn the location of one being whose name I know. If they are within 5 miles, I learn their direction. And if they are farther than 5 miles, I learn a place name.
Fantastic.
And it is a level 5 spell and gives me 1 die. May I roll that, GM?
By all means.
Let's see. So on my mundane die, I got a 7. And on my magic die, I got a 9.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, those are the added numbers, not. I got a 2 and a 4 plus 5. So
All right. Before we do that result, let's go ahead and draw a card.
Albie, you would notice on Sterling, like, he wears robes, but, like, you can tell by the way the robes are, like, free-flowing. Like, his entire arm is splintered right now. And you saw it in his hands.
So the card is Golden Ship. Notions, cats, clocks, wind, wealth earned, honor, prestige, and respect. There are many ships, but only one golden ship. This legendary vessel supposedly carries only the greatest heroes, the most influential celebrities, the highest nobles, and the most powerful Vislae to ports of call most people cannot even imagine. Even seeing the ship is great honor. It represents wealth and prestige. The starry sky is our ocean. We set sail for eternity. Okay. So, Albion, as you cast your spell, um, the interior of this tent with the shop and the tables and the knickknacks and decorations and potions and Visley items and things like that, it looks to you like it melts away. And Sterling, you see this too. Almost like water down a surface, drips and stuff like that. And the girl goes with it.
Mhm.
And you are left in what looks to be a square room made of red stone. There's a hearth in one corner that's burning, and it is otherwise empty of decoration, except for the fact that along the edges of the walls and along the edge of the walls, you see like Visley script, and in the centers of the walls, you see what look to be magical symbols. In the center of the room, sitting on the floor in full lotus, is the individual that you saw, Sterling, and he is once again wearing that mask.
I'll look over to him. Does he seem to notice me or anything?
Yes, he looks up at you.
Excuse me, sir. This is. Don't know if I recall using this spell before. I didn't realize this. Are you, by any chance, Soman?
I am.
And can you tell me where you are?
He's silent for a moment, and when he speaks, you could almost hear the smile. Why, I'm right here, of course.
We're not.
No, you're there.
Oh, we are?
Yes.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. Like, where is here?
Well, where you were, of course.
You're speaking in riddles.
This is merely another layer.
Sterling.
Yes, I see you nodding over there, Kelton.
Yes, Albie.
I believe we found your friend.
I'll look over to him. And now that I think about it, this is like off topic. I do think I am on my way to third degree. Like, my digital sheet doesn't have parity with my normal sheet, so I'm gonna have to look at it.
I wrote down third.
Pretty sure that's
I was
right.
pretty sure
That's
you're
probably
detected
right.
already.
Like, I need
There was
to
a whole
update my
thing
digital
of-
sheet.
Getting second, yeah.
Yeah, I need to update my digital sheet. That's my bad. I'll look towards Soman. And like I pull my hands out of my pockets again and I kind of like start doing this. Like I just start like mashing my fingers together and like playing with them. There's splinters at this point, but I still do that. You can like hear the clicking of the splinters jamming themselves together. I believe you need to hire a new lady in the first layer. She's not very good at hiding you. Is it safe to talk about things?
Of course it is. Alas, I fear I cannot get rid of her family, you know.
Fair enough, fair enough. I understand. I'm the same way with one of my friends. The family you choose and all that. I'm looking to join your organization. Or the organization you're a part of. You're the only person I know in it. So I thought I'd come back to you.
How interesting. And the woman you were with last time?
I'm not sure where she is. We've been separated.
Very well. And who is this? He looks up at Albion.
This is Albion. He was one of my friends before the war.
I take out a card from my coat pocket and I approach and I hold out the card and I say, Albion J. Finch at your service, private detective extraordinaire.
How wonderful. I love detectives. He reaches out and he takes the card. He looks at it. And then he tucks
Now,
it
if
in
you
his
call
robe.
me at this number, not this number. That's the old number.
I will be sure to do so. He kind of tucks it away in his robe. Are you here as well to um, do as your friend is?
Well, I must admit I'm not entirely certain what my friend is in the thick of. I was just coming to find him and seem to have landed myself in the middle of some mystical negotiations. Uh, I do wonder, though, exactly who you are and what your organization represents.
We seek truth, the ultimate truths,
Hmm.
not what did Bali the Zilat have for dinner last night. I do not care about such things, but what is the nature of the universe? What is the nature of the dark? What is our purpose for being here? Are Visley, were they always here, or have there always been, or was there a start to it? Is there an end? Big questions,
Well,
big
I
truth.
do hope you're not demeaning my profession just because I
No,
do
no,
occasionally
no,
watch.
absolutely not. I would never demean such uh, a seeker of
However,
truth. However,
I do believe that uh, every detective at his heart is looking for the kernel of truth that lies at the center of everything. Uh, and how exactly do you go about looking for the truth?
most of us have different means to do so. Um, some of us seek for old artifacts and study them and look for their purposes in hopes of understanding why they were created. Some of us seek the oldest records. Some of us delve the deeps of sleep and look to uh, the history of dreams that lie there. Some of us look to the suns themselves. Um, Still others look at the wardens of the suns. They're some of the oldest beings that we know of, and try to wrest from them their secrets. And it just depends.
I see. Well, I must admit, I'm a simple man. I look at simple pleasures, fine meal, a handsome date. I'm not sure I'm entirely cut out to be a member of your fine organization, but if my friend here is interested, I can assure you, I can vouch for him that he is indeed a seeker of the deeper truths.
That was my impression as well. Very well, then. And he reaches up and he just kind of waves his hand in front of you. And you, Albion, are back in the storefront.
Hello again, ma'am.
She just sort of blinks at you and her mouth opens and closes and opens and closes. And I just work here.
Carry on. And Albion just starts looking around at stuff and waiting for Sterling.
Nice enough fellow. Um, Not really what we're looking for, but Then you probably already knew that, Sterling.
He's definitely a different type of thinker.
And you, I see that you found me again.
Mhm.
How may I assist you?
I need to know what this process of joining is. I do have information about a deeper truth that may interest your organization. I've
Do you
been
now?
I've been exploring it with my friends, such as Albie and the woman I came in with last time, and one more who travels through dreams, as you said.
By all means, tell me.
I go up to him. I realize that this is a safer space, but I approach him and I kind of get close to his ear
Okay.
and I whisper to him, "We are exploring the direction of the soul, such as, do you know of the soul's compass?" I don't remember the real name of it. I'm frantically looking for it.
You're talking about the
The multiphasic
multiphasic.
compass. Yep, found it. I'll ask him if he knows of the multiphasic compass.
Yes, of course.
I figured, but that is what we are delving into. And I would love to exchange information.
Young Master Price, I I have a hunch that I do not need your information nearly so much as you need mine.
You'd be
So
correct.
what I'll tell you is this. If you wish to know more about your current line of investigation, I would recommend seeking out Gilamanthica, the Everdying.
Want to pop a spelling in the chat on that one?
All
I'm
over it.
gonna try.
Give me just a second.
I took my best shot at it. Um, the ever dying. Well, I guessed correctly. That's a feat. I'll look Chilamanthica, the ever dying, and I'll look at him. Where would I find this person?
Why, at the very top of Gamrose Tower, of course. And you remember Gamrose Tower as the place where Kudash sent you to go get the safety deposit box, the one that was bleeding down the side of the outside wall and into a pool.
Yeah, the floating, not floating office building of
Yeah,
That's the one.
where we got lots of monies.
that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming getting to them is more complex than just walking into Gamrose and going, "Can I please see Gilamanthica?"
Indeed. When you are able to visit with the lady, you will be a member of the Cadadron.
In character, I'm also writing this down. With my splintered hand, I'm just like holding my like pen, like shaking it like very intensely.
He reaches up and touches your forearm, and instantly your hands solidify.
I like open my mouth and just not out of nervousness, but just like mild shock.
Calm yourself, young Master Price. I am just a man like you.
Sterling nods. How do I meet her?
That is for you to discover.
Hmm.
The search for truth is not just a means to an end, but a journey that changes our very selves. The act of discovering how to meet with the lady will change you.
Very well. Thank you.
Of course. Will that be all?
For now, yes, unless there's anything you want to ask of me.
He shakes his head. We will see each other again, I hope.
Sterling nods.
And he waves his hand in front of you, and you appear back in the shop.
What kind of items does the shop sell?
A lot of what look to be decorative items, but there's some curios as well. One in particular catches your eye.
Mhm.
There is a bottle of what looks to be a clear liquid. You're not quite sure what the liquid is just from looking at it. But what catches your eye about this bottle is the cap is attached to a figure that's submerged in the liquid. And it looks to be a carved female, nude, that almost like a stone sculpture, right? Just a very aesthetic kind of a
Tasteful, I
piece of
do hope.
artistry. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
In fact, I will
I
drop a picture in chat.
okay. I think Albion would be looking at the bottle, trying to figure out exactly what it's for, and then turn to the the shop girl and say, "Excuse me, ma'am. What does this do?"
It's in the in-game chat. Um, she looks at it and opens her mouth and closes it again and looks at the bottle and I um um and she reaches for the bottle and takes out the the top of it and sniffs. It smells like it's a perfume, sir.
I was hoping it was something a bit more exciting than that. I smell it. Do I like it?
Very much.
Hmm. Is it the kind of scent I would like for myself, or more as a gift for maybe Claire?
It would work equally well for either.
It's a CK1 kind of number, huh?
Yep.
I replace the applicator, the lid, and I'll say, nah, I believe I'll take it. I put down payment.
That'll be 4 gem orbs, sir.
Gem orbs. My goodness. Well, that, I set it back down, is 2 months of my stipend. I believe I will give it some more thought before I make the purchase.
Did I say 4 gem? I mean, I meant 3. Sorry, 3.
Oh. Now, I could see perhaps an extravagant gift for a friend of mine for 1 gem orb, but that's about as high as I could possibly go.
Well, I mean, surely I couldn't part with it for less than 2 gem orbs. Look at the exquisiteness of the carving and the jewelry on the casing.
Oh, it's lovely, but chintz is chintz. It's decorative. It's very pretty, but not entirely convinced that it's a hand carved statuette, let alone that the decorations on the bottom are real gold. I couldn't see spending any more than maybe 1 gem orb and 25 crystal orbs.
She looks around and kind of leans in. If you'll do 1 gem orb and 40 crystal, I can let you have it. Just
Very well.
Don't tell my uncle, okay?
It'll be our little secret. Although I'm 100% certain that he's overhearing this right now. And I slide the money across the counter, and I take the bottle. And
She looks up at the tent like she's scared to death he's gonna throw lightning at her or something. And she kind of scoops the gem orb and the crystal orbs into a small pouch and hands you the bottle.
All right.
I love that you just had no reason to do that. There was no reason. You were so loaded. You committed to the bit, and I respect it. That was amazing. So funny. I like the new LB. What's happening?
Funnily enough, I see an item too that looks pretty appealing. And I kind of walk over and I pick it up. Is it cool if I make up an item on the fly here?
You can do that, or I can make. I've got one I can give you.
No, because I've got like this like image in my head right now.
Go for it.
I pick up what looks like, imagine like a normal Funko Pop, right? When I look at it and I see like a perfect replica of me, just with an oversized head. And I show it to Albie, just like, hey Albie, look at this.
Why?
When you look at
That's-
it, it looks like you.
Why, that's the tackiest thing I've ever seen. It's cute, but tacky.
It sure is. And I kind of like shake it around in the box.
You're gonna give me whiplash.
This is terrible. What a terrible item. And I looked back at it. It looks like me, doesn't it?
Oh. Oh no, I thought it looks like a replica of me, but with a large bobblehead. Well, perhaps that's the enchantment. We see what we
That
want to
must
see,
be.
and we all want to see ourselves. Are you gonna buy
What's
it?
the Invisible Sun equivalent of inspiration? I'm sorry, this side scene is killing it.
I look to Albie and I like show it to the shopkeeper. Who does this look like?
She gasps. What a horrid looking. My head is not nearly that big.
We have our
I look at
answer.
it again. I know someone who would love this item.
She's kind of touching her head and making sure that it's the same size as it was.
Your head is not that big, ma'am.
Of course it's not.
You don't need to check. I know someone who would love this. How much?
20 crystallobes.
You know what? That sounds very reasonable for a college student such as myself. I will pass over some crystal orbs. I have to like dig through my pockets, though. I have to like double check that I have enough.
Okay. She takes them and puts them in a bag and well, thank you, sir.
I know just who to give this to.
I hope they enjoy it.
He will. He will. Albie, have you met Phineas?
Now, I believe if I'd met anyone by that name, I'd probably recall.
I don't know if Albion's met Phineas or not. Because you guys have a
Any of
history
us
going
have.
back before the war.
It'd be fine if he hasn't.
I'll let you guys decide that. That it's
I
gravy.
don't believe Albion has. No. Is
Would you
he?
like to?
Is he very handsome?
Actually, yes. He is.
I don't think so, but you know, everyone has their own type.
He's not like drop dead Adonis gorgeous, but he is very
Conventionally handsome.
conventionally handsome. Yes.
If you had to quantify it, he could be like maybe a 9 out of 10, but he's just not my type.
Well, I was only teasing you, friend. If that's where you're headed, I'll come along. I did want to fill you in on some things that have been going on and invite you to come meet up with me and Claire and Billy this evening.
Oh, I'd love to. It's been so long. I've spent so much time in Shadow. I'm starting to forget their faces. It's worrying.
Yes, well, we should take care of that then. Post haste.
All right. So the two of you are going to go talk to Phineas.
I assume I just know where his parties are.
Yeah, you can figure it out real quickly. It's having lived with him long enough, um, you get kind of a sixth sense of where he's going to be. Claire. So I'm going to assume that the three of you had set up to meet this evening, to get together and talk, and that's fine. Let's deal with the day first. Claire, what are you doing the day before you meet up with Billy and Albion?
Well, if I just got back to Saturday and I'm going to go see my man,
Okay.
Move your mic.
and we're going to have dinner and evening entertainment.
Okay.
And Claire is probably going to look at doing the secrety goetic stuff to become a goetic-ear goetic.
Okay. So um you meet, let's call it the day before. You meet Heber, and he takes you to a very nice dinner. He's been missing you, with your month and a half in, the Pale and the Silver, and you go home with him, and don't go back to your apartment the next day. Um, and that's where we'll leave that. As far as becoming a Goetic-ear, is that right? Goetic-ear, Goetic?
Yes.
Okay. As far as doing that, he can help you with that. He has since advanced 1 degree. He is now a 5th-degree Goetic and can help you become a 3rd.
Yep.
Or is it 3rd or 4th that you're going for?
Yeah, I think I'm going to 3rd.
Okay. He can help you become a 3rd-degree Goetic.
Yeah, because the 4th is a whole different chaotic mess that I actually have to do other stuff for.
So, whenever you want to do that, if you have all the prerequisites for it, you can feel free to do that. Um, he will help you with that.
Okay.
Billy.
Yeah, I'm here.
What are you doing?
Taking a nap.
Back in your bomber?
Back in the bomber.
Okay.
Billy is sleeping, and he is using his newly minted ability, Visitor from the Deeps, to bring back with him when he awakes a creature from the deeps of sleep of level 4, that will assist him with, whatever
Okay.
the hell he's trying to do. For example, but if I needed scholarly help, it might be a wizened sage. Because he is going to, he has a lot of threads to pull and no threads to pull on his journey to figure out this secret, or to find this secret. So he is seeking an entity in the deeps of sleep who can advise him in this matter. And when he wakes, this entity will be with him.
No sweat. Now, I'm going to rewind just a little bit. Okay. You get back to your house from traveling back from the Silver. And as you climb the lift, or as you go up the lift,
Yep.
you noticed that there are vines once again
What?
crawling up the wall.
I look towards Virginia's shop.
There is a light on in the shop.
Really? Well, that's interesting. Are they? But they're not crawling towards my bomb, right? Okay.
Yes, they are.
Well, they are. Yeah. Well, if they're near enough, Virginia. He's never done that, by the way. He's always been like, "Oh God, go away." So towards like the nearest vine, he will just address her. Does anything happen?
There's a pod on that vine that opens up into a flower, and you hear a voice that says, "Oh yes, hello, Billy."
Hello. Where you been? Are you okay? How you feeling?
I'm just fine. I've been here.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, so I've been away for a minute, and you were sort of absent.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. I've been here the whole time.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Hmm. That's noteworthy. Does he see? The question is, does Billy press it, or really quick? When's the last time you remember seeing B?
The vine is silent for a moment, and then it says, I can't say that I remember, but I'm getting old, and I've slept since then, and I don't really know."
And just, I know this is kind of a oddly specific question, but have you checked out your basement lately? You been down there?
Oh yes, of course, my plants are just fine.
Well, that's really good. That's really good to hear. I'll have to come by the shop sometime and say hello.
Lovely, lovely.
Plants for the bomb. Just goes back into his bomb.
So yeah, that happened.
He will never like talking to her. But what? Okay, that happened. That is noteworthy. Part of him wants to investigate it, but he really doesn't want to go talk to her for that long, so he's just not going to.
Oh god. I mean, I can't really blame you,
it's and besides, he's more interested in his nap. But boy, is he going to remember that. Also, if we go back in there, probably Billy would rather do it with not alone. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's probably a good idea, yes. So you have a nap. Who or what are you bringing back?
1 second. Wow. Having technology issue at the moment. Don't understand what's happening. So my mouse has become invisible and I can't click on things. It's super fun. Oh, okay. It has awakened. Um, well, here's the question. The power leaves it very open to interpretation. So I think at some point I just lobbed the ball into your court. So I am looking for some entity that could maybe help me start to pull at these threads or give me some direction. So either an entity from the deeps of sleep that is wise and has seen things, or an entity that has specific knowledge about moving between suns, probably a little bit of both. And I can make up some crap about what it looks like. Billy has in his backstory an entity that followed him around that he was horrified by for a long time that he calls Merlin. And I can describe that entity, who has never actually talked to him. It could be that thing.
Okay.
He always thought it was going to do something terrible, but it never did.
Now
Sometimes
remind me.
it actually helped.
Remind me. Do you actually? Does it actually manifest?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So,
and it's with you for how long?
If so I will look that up right now. If we were going to, like, say we were going into a ruined expanse or something, and we expected to, like, get into combat, I would bring something with me, or an entity with me, that could help us not die. So that's like the D&D version of it. But obviously this is Invisible Sun, so it's all over the place. I must sleep for 8 hours to use this ability. When I awaken, an ally I made in the deeps of sleep awakens with me. This creature's level 4, suits the needs I thought about while I slept. If I needed a guardian, it might be a hound-like beast, but if I needed a scholarly help, it might be a wizened sage. It straight up does not say... Oh wait, no, depletion 0 to 2 check each hour. There we go. Found it. So it depends. I can keep it around as long as I roll good.
That's fine.
Color
So
silver.
you're looking for something wise.
Mm-hmm. And specifically with knowledge of traveling between suns in unusual ways.
Okay.
This might be a Sooth card moment.
Yeah, this is going to be a Sooth card moment. Let's pull one. Let's pull one.
That one.
God, I love this game.
Uh-oh.
The Imperator. Visions, swans, blades, and water. Sometimes,
It's my family.
okay, sometimes conflict is needed, and the Imperator believes that keeping a level head and using intellect and wisdom rather than rage or brute force paves the path to victory. Of course, not every crisis point lies within a literal battle. Some conflicts take other forms. Stressful situations where some are prone to make rash decisions based on emotion, but not the Imperator. Follow his example. The Imperator is the sovereign of the Visions family. He is a leader, an advisor, a teacher, and a mighty warrior. He shall lead us through the gates. The storm of war cannot harm us if we follow his command. Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, so this is going to split, but that's fine. You go to sleep, and when you wake up, there is a someone who appears to be an old man. Very wizardly beard, not shoulder high, not chest high. It's like down to his belly button kind of beard, right? Wizardly. If you've got one of the shirts that measures it, dwarf and then wizard. His hair is gray and kind of gnarled, curled, like he hasn't washed it in forever. Old, wrinkly face, and wears what looks to be a brown shoot linen robe. Very old, very wrinkled, and he's sitting in a chair opposite you. Your bed's kind of off to one side, and there's a chair over there. And he appears to be drinking a cup of coffee. I was wondering when you'd wake up.
Well, Billy likes him already because he's drinking coffee, and we all know about Billy's coffee thing. So, yeah, so was I. That was a lot. And immediately looks to see if there is more coffee.
There is.
He goes for the coffee. He's gonna walk and talk. Thank you for coming. Boy, do I have some questions.
By all means.
Oh boy. Okay, so not that long ago, I had a particular need to get to the Silpazon. So I used all the power at my disposal, did everything that I could, and I took myself and my friend there instantaneously, cheated the system, but I realized immediately I didn't need to do all of that. And we talked about this in the dream a little bit, but I have this weird background. I think I'm from Shadow. I think I'm in Shadow right now and here at the same time, maybe. I'm not sure. Everything's kind of getting layered and messy.
He nods at you. Go on.
Well, I want to know how I did that, or why I did that. I guess both. So I would like to be able to do it again, because that's a useful little trick. But more than that, I don't understand why I can do that. So I was hoping you could help me start to crack this nut, if you know what I mean.
Well, you can do that because it's the same place.
Okay.
See, it's like looking at life through a different lens, right? So if you look through a rose-colored lens, everything has a rose-colored tint, right? The sky no longer is blue; it's tinted, and colors are tinted to the rose, right? But when you switch that lens and make it green, say, that happens, but it's a different color. But the objects that you're looking at haven't moved, have they? They're still
No.
there. The sun's like that. You're looking at reality through a different lens. When you walk the red, you're looking at it through the lens of entropy. When you look at it from the green, you're looking at it through the lens of growth. Here, you look at it through the lens of truth. The gray, it was the lens of shadow. But it's all the same thing. And so there's no going from one place to another. You're already there.
Because I'm already there.
You just need to see how you wish to see.
I just have to play the right note.
Indeed.
I think
And
I
that
do.
is the great secret. And you get the sense that when he says that, if he'd written it down, it would have been with a capital S.
Gotcha. What is your name, by the way?
You can call me Gabriel.
And if you don't mind my asking, how is it you know so much about all of this?
Oh, because when I was still alive, such was common knowledge.
Really? And if again you don't mind, what next step should I take if I want to understand this better?
Find someone who already knows the secret, of course.
Like yourself, or are you
I,
suggesting something else?
I cannot reach through and teach it to you.
Can you
However,
point me in the right direction?
do you perhaps know someone who seems to understand the concept we were just discussing?
Yeah, I do. I have somebody in mind.
Perhaps ask them. And you see the ghost of a smile twitching at the corner of his mouth. And then he sips his coffee.
Yeah, I like you. How's the coffee? Do you need anything else?
Oh, the coffee's fantastic. I
I
made
don't
it.
have much yet, but yeah, well, yeah, it is good, but yeah, thank you very much.
Of course. You have a nice dome, by the way. It's
Yeah.
very quaint.
You know, well, thank you. It's unusually clean. You know, ordinarily when I'm sleeping, my dreams sort of manifest and mess everything up around me. But I was pretty focused, so it's a little bit more tidy than usual. While I have your attention, do you know anything about Gillamantica, the Everdying?
Why, yes, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
No. What can you tell me about them?
She is one of the old ones. She has been around for a very, very long time.
One of the old ones, like one of the Everbest, or do you mean something else by old ones?
He smiles but doesn't say anything.
Also noteworthy. All right, thank you for that. And why is she called the Ever Dying?
We are bound by our perspectives. Sometimes those choices are made by us, and other times they're forced upon us. In her case, it was forced upon her.
How do you mean?
Imagine for a moment our previous example, the lens of rose. If you place it on your eye and take it off, the world changes. How you see it changes. But what happens if, for whatever reason, and by whatever means, someone takes that lens and permanently affixes it to your eye?
Oh,
You
that's
cannot
horrible.
change how you see things. You are, for lack of a better way to say it, stuck. She, through only tangentially choice of her own, has had a certain perspective forced upon her by someone who did not like her very much.
Who was the individual that forced this butcher on her? Do you
He
know?
smiles at you but doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I think I already know. Let me see if I just. Oh, wow. Let me see if I have any other questions. Yeah, I might as well. Sorry, 1 second. The Okay, yeah, never mind. I got it. Well, since we're having such a good time, do you want some whiskey with your coffee? It's about all I got. I usually go out for food. I don't spend a lot of time in here.
That would be lovely. And you pour some whiskey
Amazing.
with this coffee and pass the time until you. I'm going to
Yeah.
just assume that you pass until you roll 0-2.
Well, I'm going
Right.
to talk to him about. Yep. I'm going to talk to him about. I'm going to ask him about the Vespertine. Try to
He
tug on that
actually
thread for a little while.
doesn't know anything about the Vespertine.
Does he know anything about the dark? That is not common knowledge.
All right, we're going to come back after break and have you ask those questions. We're going to take a quick
Sure.
break. We'll be back in about 10, 15 minutes here and finish out those questions and then get together with the party and have dinner and see how everybody's doing. Until then, we'll see you back, and thanks for joining us. All right. So we are back, and we are in an unexploded bomb with our friend Billy and um, a friend of his that he brought back from the deeps of sleep. And they're having a chat over coffee and whiskey. So you had more questions. Take it
I
away.
did. Okay. Yeah, so Billy's gonna be like, all right, so back to Gemantica for just a second. So, like, hear me out. Most people are other people. Like, our thoughts are someone else's opinions. Our lives are mimicries of those of others. Most people are quotations. Now, I spent a lot of time in shadow, so sorry if I seem cynical. Um, so, how does that make Shemantica different? Don't we all sort of, especially Bisley, have that perspective forced upon us? Is she a metaphor?
He takes his time looking like he's thinking about how to answer this one. Um, Realistically, all gods are metaphors.
Fair. And that's it, folks. Okay. And he just stops. That was so perfect. I love you, Josh.
I'm not taking credit for that one, but we'll leave that to the side.
Mhm. All right, so I mean, I guess what I mean to ask with her is, you know what? I think I got that. On to another thing. So I have these dreams. I mean, you know about that. We had like a little chat before we got here. That's where I met you. Um, but you know, I have these dreams like I'm still in shadow, except for the, you know, the assailants have these sort of like purple eyes. My friend Claire, you probably know about her, had a similar dream. What's with the people with the purple eyes? Is that attacking you in dreams, chasing you down a hallway at an asylum, and then stabbing you with a syringe or a dagger in a car crash, whatever? I mean, does that a familiar thing to you?
I'm told that the eyes are the window to the soul. And as he says that, you see his eyes flash green briefly.
Uh, Clear question. The second time I've had to verify this fact, but I really so the first time, like when way back when me and Albie were going in, and we were near the darkest house, and Reynard was doing stuff, and I did a weave, and I had that dream. I wrote down the word emerald for the eyes.
If I said emerald, I was wrong. They were purple.
Okay, so the green thing is totally new.
The green thing
With his
showed up
eyes
in.
shining green, I haven't seen that before.
You haven't seen that before. Claire has. And she told you about it.
Yep. Okay. So, all right. When we say purple eyes from the dream that I had, would you say indigo? Would you say like a deep Donatello Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles purple? Crayon purple? What are we talking?
Very deep violet.
So it doesn't like, there's no obvious correlation to a particular sun, but it might suggest
No.
kind of liminal space.
At least not that you have enough information to deduce. How about that?
So I'm gonna give Gabriel another shot. Pour him a little shot. Um, um, so if the eyes are the wind of the soul, and their eyes are purple, I mean, there's a lot of directions for the soul to go, but none of them are necessarily purple. Do you think that might suggest like a liminal place between red and blue? Entropy dreams? Or do you think it's something outside of that system and I'm looking at it the wrong way?
I would say pair one's character to that color. This dream that you had of this purple-eyed person thing.
A sailor.
How did they behave?
The exact same way that the orderlies at the asylum behaved when I was actually there. If I was, well, actually is a loaded term at this point. Like they were tired of me, like they were supposed to take care of me, and that meant make me less of a problem by, sedating me, stopping me from being myself.
Interesting. Stopping you from being yourself, stopping you from progressing. And then he doesn't say anything.
Love it. Because I have to. I'm gonna be like, Gabriel, it's been a really great time. You can stay as long as you want. Is there anything I can offer you? Anything you want to do while you're here? I mean, I don't mean to take up all of the.
No, I'm fine. Just remember, young Billy, that as dangerous as things may become, there is always light if you look for it.
I like that.
And he takes a sip of his coffee.
I'm glad I found a weird dream entity that enjoyed coffee and whiskey. Could have gone badly otherwise. So, if you ever need some company, want to play a little spiders game, if maybe we could have a little book group, whatever. I'm here.
I sense that I would like that.
And I'm going to, just a second before you take off. I'm going to play a tune. So Billy would be like, I just want to give you something for your time. I really appreciate, you answering my questions and everything. And he's gonna play a tune on the trumpet and weave together something weird and interesting, like subtlety and Well, actually, kind of perfect. So subtlety and dreams. So very simple, very straightforward. This guy has been very straightforward with me. And
For certain values, it's straightforward.
yeah, for real. And this weave is just going to be like a feeling, an emotion. Billy's an empath. But he's going to weave those things together as a concept in like a solid object that is transferable between blue and indigo as a gift for him, as a thank you, so that he can always feel like this subtle sense of peace and openness, even though he's in the blue. It's just a memento. It's something. There's not much I can do to offer. Like I can't offer him information that he doesn't already know. It's just something new, and it
That's
has
fine.
hints of coffee.
What
Coffee and
what kind of song are you playing?
So if you played it back somehow, if you had like captured it on tape or something, and you played it back, it would be somber in a peaceful way. Not, it doesn't sound like joyful. It's like sort of atonal at points. There would be like a background of voice work and a really like ululating trumpet, like a lot of vibrato. And it would kind of like hover and be like this strangely peaceful, delicious musical moment.
Okay. As you play that, he kind of cocks his head to the side and listens for a moment. And then he sets the coffee cup down on a table next to him. You see him get up and he hikes up his robe just a little bit. You see some really, really old white legs, pale white legs, like didn't get sun white.
Mm.
And then he starts to dance. And it's in perfect time with your improvised music. And as he dances, his eyes begin to light up again in that emerald green. And you see notes floating out of your trumpet. And they wrap around him. And he's got this reposed smile on his face as he starts to fade from view. And the last thing that you see are his eyes looking at you, and they're twinkling. And you can tell the happiness. And then he's gone.
Hi. Well, that feels pretty good. Nailed that, Billy. Nailed it. Good job. Yeah, I'm still alone in this bomb. That's fabulous, by the way. Excellent outro. I commend thee.
It is now evening. I'm assuming that you guys had prepared in advance where you were going to go. I'm assuming it's not the Inconvenient Cafe. No? You're muted, Albie.
No, we're gonna go to that little cafe that's over by the bomb.
Zeros.
Yes, that one.
Let's go to Zeros.
Alrighty. We're going to the Demon Bar. Woo-hoo.
I'm friends with him.
So you walk into Zeros, and it's not where it was last time, but it never is.
Never.
You just seem to know where it is. And Zeros is hopping tonight. There's a lot of people in there. Um, it seems to have grown, actually. Um, there's maybe 25% more tables, but the floor space doesn't seem any more crowded. People are drinking and laughing and talking. There's not very many open tables, but you find one. And I'm assuming, Sterling, you came with Albion after dropping off your Funko Pop at a party that Phineas was at.
Did Phineas like it?
Phineas did like it. And in fact, he was being carried around by the Herald. So Albion got to see a massive stone statue wearing gold sparkling boxers, and that's it. Carrying around a very classically handsome young man, about Sterling's age, that looked like he was very much a professional partier. Yeah, you see people that go to parties and they get drunk and they look really horrible. And this guy looks like he could drink any one of you under the table and still look absolutely fabulous.
No appeal for Albie.
Very jovial, very friendly, nice guy. And then you head off to Zero's. And so you all meet there, and server comes around. What can I get you?
Oh, perhaps a quiet room where we could discuss things more privately.
That'll be 3 gem orbs.
Tell Zero that Albion is here and is asking for private room. He knows me. He knows I'll owe him one.
The server turns towards the bar and just stands there. And then turns back, says, "Very well." And he leads you back down a hallway to a door and opens it for you. And there's a room with a table inside. On the table is a very bright lamp, one of those oil wicking lamps, but it glows a bright orange.
Mm.
And so the room is not naturally lit. It looks like orange, right? But it's a different kind of an ambiance.
Okay.
Can I get you something to drink, something to eat?
Oh, yes, absolutely. 2 bottles of wine. Do you need anything?
Whiskey, food. I could use a sandwich, whatever.
Well, yes, of course. But 2 bottles of wine for me. 1 glass, please. Anyone else need drinks? We'd love the charcuterie board with the cheeses. That one's always a hit. How about that fried thing? I never ask exactly what they are because I'm sure I don't want to know, but my gods, they are delicious. One of those to
She
share
nods.
for the table, of course. And And I suppose a whiskey for my friend here. And Claire Sterling, can she bring you anything?
I'll take a sea dragon.
Very well.
A sea dragon for my friend. Now, I know Zero likes to use the well liquor. For that one, top shelf only, please. And Claire,
A glass of wine sounds delightful, and Claire's got a smile that looks like it would take sandblasting to get it off.
another bottle then, and another glass. Zero knows the vintage that I prefer.
Very well, sir. And she turns and closes the door and leaves.
How was everyone's day? I found Sterling at a little shop. Helped him find somebody that he was looking for, I suppose. I bought this, and I just pull out of my jacket, like breast pocket. I pull out this bottle of cologne and set it down in front of Claire, and I say, "I thought you might like it. It's lovely. It's very elegant, like your eyes." I wouldn't say the rest of you kind of fits that description, but your eyes, they're beautiful, like this cologne.
Meanwhile, Billy.
uh, so I'm glad we could all be here tonight because I feel like I've filled Sterling in a little bit on our misadventures in the Silver. And I've explained to him uh, about the pieces of the soul. Um, we haven't yet been to the Garden of Crystal Souls, but as soon as he's past the gate to the Silver, I can bring him straight on to the garden.
Is there something I need from the garden? Or is it just a tourist attraction?
Let you two field that question.
Yeah, well, there's a piece of yourself there. We all
So
found one.
I
A piece of your
feel
soul, whatever you want to call it.
I feel fine. I know my body splits, but I've never not felt whole. That's interesting.
That's
A bit
extremely
alarming.
interesting. However,
Exactly a piece of your body.
Um,
It's your soul.
it's a piece of your soul, so it's a bit different. I mean,
Never really questioned, like, I've never felt like my soul was not whole, but that's very interesting.
I never thought the soul was a thing, but you know, finding this pull out a weird little crystal leaf was a pretty strange experience and more than a little bit meaningful. I don't think you'd regret the trip.
Okay. Maybe I'll figure out what I've been wanting to figure out with that part of my soul or something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I learned like a shitload. Like I learned a lot when I did that. It was like a whole lot all at once, but still recommend it. It was good.
Alright, well, we can arrange a trip pretty soon then. Hopefully the Warden of the Silver doesn't harrow me like the one in the Pale did.
Well, a warden is a warden is a warden. They're all terrible. They're all lording their power over everyone, but that's beside the point.
I can hope.
Once you get through, I'll make sure that we get straight to the garden.
Absolutely. And as long as you have something to offer, you're golden.
Something to offer.
Yeah. I mean, be ready to give up something that you made, something that you care about.
Hmm.
The warden prizes creation of above all things. So, a new idea, a cute little ditty that you wrote, perhaps. At this point, Albie kind of looks a little bit puzzled and says, "I don't, I don't recall. I don't recall what I had to give to the warden, but somehow I got through there. I'm sure you'll make it just fine. Everyone else has."
Hmm. I'll have to figure something out. I'm not exactly the most craftsy of types.
Well,
I mean, you
wouldn't
could
call
always
it
use my
craft.
strategy to just sort of get there and then wing it. I mean, it worked for me. Most things usually do. But I'm not saying that's the most intelligent way to approach life, but still
I
here.
can't say I always take the intelligent approach myself.
I'm a Vance.
I'm not known for that.
My goodness. Well, I suppose we do have a fair amount of strategy to discuss. Haven't been back in Saturnine for very long, but did any of you learn anything about what we're after?
Yeah, I think I did. I don't think we need to do this entire thing in character. But Billy will share
That's fine.
with the group that he brought he brought Gabriel out of there. I did a really stupid thing and asked about Jamanthica, and Billy has no idea who that is. So, oops. But maybe he, he was in the deeps of sleep. Maybe he was like connected to the people in some way, and it just came out. Why not?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, there's not really all that much like actionable stuff to share, but he will share he will relate that interaction.
You
He
asked
will
about
say
Gillamanthica?
that. Yeah, I did.
What did you find
Um,
out, if I may ask?
Well, so she's called the Everdying because some sort of entity. He was tight-lipped on that point, but I'm assuming it's like the Angular Serpentine or something. Has forced a particular perspective upon her that she cannot escape. So she is forced to see the world through a particular lens that she did not ask for, and it's a sort of special kind of torture or death. So Jamanthica the Everdying.
Sterling pulls out his giant notebook and starts like scribbling that down.
Mm-hmm. And we had a whole discussion about how that's really not that different from being a Vizsla and being like, oh, hey, I'm a Vizsla now. This is the actuality of being in shadow and be like, you're a Christian, whatever. It's universal. So I don't know. She stands for something I think we all experience or see other people experience. I'm not sure how that informs how we should approach her, but it's something.
I need to figure out how to find her. She lives on the top floor of the Gamrose Tower, but it's not that easy to get there. Nothing is. Nothing's that easy.
So, I might be able to help with that. I think I need to go and have a little chat with our friend Kudash first. But I feel like I'm getting close. I've done it before. I might be able to do it again. I'm just not quite there yet. And I sort of explain how, I'll just do it. I'm still in shadow, like all the time. Like even when I'm dreaming, when I'm here, no matter what, I'm kind of always there, and I'm always here. They're not really separate places. You know what I mean? That's what I've come to understand in the last couple of days. Like,
Maybe
we're always
that
in all of
explains
those
why I go to
places.
Shadow so
They're
much.
like, yeah, but Shadow's just it's not so much a different place as a different way of looking at the place where you are. So maybe sometimes you can look at it in a few different ways at once. And then if you take the right step, you're in the place you want to be instead of the place where you are. But yeah, so to that end, I do really want to go talk to our friend Kudash before we
Albie
try
is
any of this other stuff.
pouring a in from the second bottle at this point, and is just
Solid.
swilling it, and says, "Now I will go with you to see Kudash. This is all getting a little heady for me. Something a bit more actionable would be my preference. Finding this mysterious lady at the top of the Eiffel Tower or wherever she might be. That's maybe for you to manage, but Kadash I can handle."
Well, right, and if I talk to Kadash, I can probably, I don't know, that might help me. And then, who knows, maybe I can get us there. I'm getting real close. I think he's someone I need to talk to before I can do it. But, before we do any of that, we're almost done with this whole radio thing. So, I mean, what is there left to do? Record and broadcast?
Have any of you heard back from
yeah.
Aurelia?
Aurelia. No?
Have any of you
I can't say that I have.
seen... Okay. I made a deal with her where she would advertise our radio. So hopefully
You've
those
got
come
about-
through soon.
You've got about 2 weeks before those come through.
Okay.
Also, your server brings back the food.
At that point, I order like whatever the equivalent of like beef Wellington, like a whole beef Wellington, and sides for the table to have family style. And
You're just like, here's a mage coin, bring it.
and
She takes it and goes.
yeah, and
About
so
15 minutes later, she comes back with the food.
yeah.
With regards to the radio, all we've really got to do is pay the man to make a few more and then put them in place. It's gonna be fantastic.
Do we know what places those are?
Well, I've already got a place in the Pale, and it's gonna be easy to put it there. She was very welcoming, very nice. We've
Place
got
in Saturnine.
2 places in Saturnine. One is that lovely lighthouse, and the other one's my car.
Mm.
And I was thinking Perhaps the top of one of those walls in, the silver. They were so lovely.
I believe we have one in place in the silver, pretty close to Malik's house. Um, are you quite all right?
I'm wonderful. It was
Yeah,
wonderful.
I pull the bottle of wine a little bit away from you.
She
Just
hasn't
that,
even touched it yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think I would like to ask for a roll. Billy's good at understanding motives, so I guess I should just
Go
ask.
for it.
What is up with her? When you're just doing that, okay. Well, now I've been playing in another system forever. Do I just roll like one mundane die unless I throw something
Yep.
at it? I'll throw a Bene at it. Why not? What? I can't even read that. Oh, okay. So I got 1 on the mundane die, but I got 8 on my sorcery die.
Billy starts recalling that when she came back from the silver, she got picked up by her boyfriend, and then they vanished for 2 days.
Filth. Filth.
Okay, so she's
She
just like
looks really,
she's just glowing.
really,
Okay.
really happy.
Cool. All right.
Well, terrific. Albion just pours her bottle into his own glass and just throws it back and says, I think that Kudash can probably wait until tomorrow, but
Yeah, I agree with that.
this
Other than that, I
food
think we
is
gotta
getting
maybe do that
cold,
first.
so let's tuck in.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Billy's
eat,
like already. He has himself.
and you agree to go to Kadash's tomorrow at a particular time. You want to go in the morning, evening?
Probably not before
I mean-
noon.
Yeah, morning to Billy is like 11:30.
Yeah. Not before noon o'clock.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
Shall we
yeah,
say late
well-
afternoon?
Mm-hmm.
Late afternoon, then.
Okay. So as we're sitting there eating, Claire is going to steadily start coming back to normal. And then she's going to lean over and go, "Billy, my dear friend, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, shoot.
Since I found that piece of the soul, and over the past week or so, I've been periodically having really, really weird dreams. And at the end of every dream, there is a tall, very thin man with white hair, entirely dressed in white, with a cane.
Dressed in white.
Yes, entirely in white,
Well-
like white suit, white
Is it a
tie.
suit? Is it different every time?
No,
Yeah, a
it's
suit and a
it's
tie.
the same every time. A white suit, a white tie, a white shirt. The only
I
bit
hate
of
that.
color is his eyes, and they're always
Purple?
glowing red.
Oh, that's new. You know,
Now,
this
if it was
whole eye
purple,
glowing
I would
conundrum.
understand, but or green,
Sort of.
because green, but red.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I don't like the all white thing. That brings me back to some dark places. I wonder if Wonder if the next time you go to sleep, if I can join you. I mean, if you
I
don't
make a
mind,
roll.
I'm not.
Using magical lore to see if that sounds familiar to me.
Sure, roll high.
Good idea.
Okay.
Like real high.
I'm using a sortilege, please and thank you. I got a 7 or a 5.
That's not going to be good enough. Sorry.
Nope. Albion knows nothing. Jeff fears everything.
Mhm, mhm. Okay. I was just checking on something, but offer still stands. Unless, I mean, hell, I will. Since we're doing this, I will make the same roll, or maybe something different.
Yeah,
I think.
Claire will. Of course, Billy, I trust you.
Yeah, I mean,
Sterling's partially
she-
ignoring the conversation. He's just like,
if she wants to do it, I mean, Billy can just go and put her into a deep sleep without. He can just do that. He's never done it. It's an ability I've had for a long time. But I can use deep slumber. I have a sleep or awake and deep slumber, so I can just. Well, yeah, if you want to, I can just do that, and I would probably like. You want to do it now? You want to do it another time? It's up to you.
After dinner.
Sounds good.
These mashed potatoes won't eat themselves.
Exactly.
Nah, I got that number.
Zero had potatoes imported directly from Shadow.
All right. So you finished dinner, and I'm assuming, Billy, you're going to head to Claire's beetle.
Works. Yeah. Whatever she wants to do. I think we should all be there, because who the fuck knows what's going to happen.
Well, next door. So,
True. Very true.
Which reminds me, by the way, Albion, when you went home after being on Silver, inside your bomber, you found a maker's workbench.
I quickly got rid of it because that was taking up the space I needed for my personal bar.
That's fine.
I would like to
It was
give the
there.
GM inspiration. So good.
So you head back,
Dying.
and you're next door. So Billy and Claire, you're in the Beetle. Sterling, are you going back to the campus, or your Phineas's apartment, or what?
I think I'll see about spending the night with Albie. It's been a while. You know?
Okay.
Plus, like, if something does happen, we're all right there.
Okay. Albie, the college student, is crashing at your place.
I have a guest room.
I'll probably ask you about it too. Like, what happened to your workbench?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good grief.
Oh, I use suspiciously.
Have a desk and an excellent library of magical resources, but a workbench. I've been building a bar in here for the last few days.
You've been building a bar. Is the bar in the same place that the workbench was?
Why, yes,
100%.
yes, it is.
Mhm.
All right.
I'll
So
look at
then
you.
I
What do
don't
you
need to
intend to
be-
make at the bar?
myself drunk, mostly. But
All right.
what's your poison?
I'm fine
So,
right now.
um,
I mean, not
Billy?
just yourself, I hope.
you and Claire are in the beetle, and you're going to put her
Yep.
into a deep sleep, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I have an additional step because
Okay.
that ain't enough. um, okay, and is that the best? Too many options in this goddamn game. Okay. I'm gonna keep this one pretty simple. I am so I'm casting a weave after I use my forte ability to put her into a deep sleep. I'm casting a weave on myself, and I'm going to simply weave together sleep and sleep from sleep and sight from freedom. Actually, I wonder if that's the best I got. Yeah, so sight from freedom. I don't think this will be too difficult. So I will be there as an observer.
Okay.
I can't think of a two. I guess I can weave three things together now, but that doesn't help.
I mean, that should do it, So,
That should do it. I'm an observer. I'm just not. I don't think I'm casting something that would enable me to interact. And that's what level do you think that's going to be?
realistically, for you, with your forte, I can't imagine
Telepathy by
higher
touch,
than
like level 3.
yeah, like a level 3.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Done.
Okay. So the sleep starts out, just normal sleep, and then she starts dreaming, and the dream involves Heber, and yeah, um, you are thoroughly and utterly embarrassed, and that's when it gets strange. You see, after all of that, Heber starts talking in a language that you don't understand. And as you watch the two of them, her eyes go white, like blank white, as she's listening to him. But you know what it looks like when you close your eyes and someone's dreaming, their eyes twitch just a little bit? Her eyes are doing that as she's listening um, to Heber talk, and that goes on for a really long time. It doesn't
That's
look
going
like
on in her dream. Like she's
yes,
having a dream in her dream.
yes, and
Man, this is
I mean it
territory.
feels like he's reading her a book or something, because it takes forever. But it doesn't look like he's hurting her, and it doesn't look like she's in pain or anything like that. She's just her eyes are white. And then he stops and you get the sense that somebody else is in the room.
Wow.
And you turn, and there is a tall, thin, white-haired gentleman in a white shirt and white suit, white shoes, and a white cane, and red eyes. And he looks at you for a moment, and he smirks. You're not supposed to be here.
Oh.
And he lifts his cane up and pokes you right here. And you wake up.
I mean, I was already weaving something, but all right.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I had an idea.
Okay.
Because I don't like that at all. So my plan was well, now I know. See, now I feel bad because I didn't know he was gonna like poke me with his cane. I was just gonna sort of create like yeah, I'm just gonna do it that way. So I'm going to weave together deception from moonlight and distance from freedom. Just so that as soon as I turn around and see him, like I appear exactly where I am, but I'm not. I'm really, really far away, or a far distance away, which would be like a level 2 thingy.
Okay.
And yeah, so that way I was actually like hoping to move all of us kind of away.
Okay.
But we seem like we're in place.
Okay.
So I can
in
spend
order
more
to
and
do
let
that,
me know if you want me to roll.
You're gonna have to roll because you're trying to do something that he doesn't want you to do.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll down and spend whatever you're gonna spend.
Oh boy. So we have a 4, a 9, and a 2. And then I put 4 sorcery towards it.
So 13. Right. Okay. That's fine. You do your weave, and suddenly he is like this speck on the horizon. Right. You push yourself and Claire and Heber away.
He should be right there, but far away at the same time. If
Yes.
I did it right. So we appear to be in the same place, so we can still
But you're
see
not.
each other. But if he tries to poke me in the face, I'm like a mile away.
Yep.
Okay.
So he does. He raises his cane, and you hear him clearly. You're not supposed to be here. And he pokes it where you are, and you still feel it.
Oh, that's so annoying.
And you wake up.
Oh, and I wake up?
And you wake up.
Yeah, well, neither are you.
Like,
Wow.
the weird, it's weird. The cane isn't, I mean, it doesn't grow. You know for sure that spell worked just exactly the way you described it. And he poked where he thought you were, and you still felt it.
I immediately use Forte ability Awake on Claire.
She wakes up.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
What the?
Like, I don't know what he was about to do, but that doesn't seem good. I mean, you're awake, so we can't do it, whatever it was, but he just, like, shot me right out of there, like, with his
What you do
hydraulic
notice is
system,
that he didn't hurt you. Like, you don't even have a headache. You just woke up.
Hmm.
So we're thinking creepy.
Well, I mean, Billy is nothing if not paranoid. So he's just like,
Fair enough. I'm clarifying, right?
Oh, yeah. I was mostly talking to Claire. But yeah, he would not be okay with that. And Billy explains to Claire, oh, that picture is horrifying. What he saw. And
Wait, Heber was doing something?
no.
That look is everything, Kelton.
She really says that? Yeah, nah, Heber wasn't there.
Okay.
You know what? Just for the hell of it, why don't you describe to me what you think Heber looks like?
I'm gonna describe Heber to him. You've met him. He was there.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
But you're saying he made me sleep and then this guy shows up? I'm so confused. Claire's just
No,
gonna
I
look
made you
confused.
sleep.
Yeah, you
So,
made her
like,
sleep.
it's been for freaking ever. Heber looks nothing like that dude.
No, not the guy
Obviously.
in white. The guy that was in the bed with her that was speaking in a weird language.
Right.
That was Heber.
Right. Oh, okay. I mean, he was there, but yeah, it's a little bit weirder than that.
I've seen that guy in white before.
Yeah, you talked about it once. Where have you seen him before?
I don't remember.
Well, that's exceedingly helpful.
Well, you know.
I don't like it. I mean, what do you want to do at this point?
Honestly,
We have, there's you and me, there's the other two. We can try and run this guy down. We can try to learn about it before we move forward. I don't like people being in my head.
let's continue forward with what we're doing. I'll set up a protective circle around us for tonight, and we'll go see
Alright.
Kadesh tomorrow, and then we'll worry about him after. I feel like our
Okay,
plate
but
is
you let me
overflowing.
know.
All right.
Yes.
Is there anything else you know about him?
No, I feel like I've met him. I've seen
Okay.
him.
I might investigate that while sleeping later. Moving on.
Okay. You set up your protective circle, and you go to sleep, and nothing happens. And so it's the next day, and you get up, and you all go to visit Kudash. As you walk up to the mansion, that Kudash lives in, you're about 100 yards away from the entrance. It's a beautiful day out. And you see 6 cloaked figures. The cloaks are edged in gold. From the entrance of the mansion, you see the door, butler, guard, whatever it was, the really boring one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He looks up, sees them coming, and you see him push the hood of a robe back, and on his face is a big grin, and his hands erupt in flames, and he starts walking towards them and hurling fire. One hand, the other hand, the first hand, the second hand. And the 6 of these individuals that you now know are the Thaw, you see them wielding magic and casting magic back at him.
Does this seem like a contest at all? Is like, because if he's not just like, you guys are done, Billy's gonna like instantly act.
This seems like a contest.
Okay. Yeah, Billy's gonna do some shit then.
As he's doing this,
Mhm.
you hear him scream, "Run, sir! They're here!"
Oh.
And through the top of the house, you see a ball of light rising. And inside this ball is Kudash, his wife, and a young girl clinging to the legs. And you vaguely remember seeing her serving at the house.
Oh no, I remember her very well.
And the 6 Thaw look up at him and start casting at him. What do you do?
I know what I'm gonna do. Unless somebody
I know
wants
what
to.
Claire's gonna do.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a weave.
Go for it.
Who wants to go first?
They
Okay.
are not paying any attention to you. You do whatever the
These
heck
are
you want to
Thaw.
do.
Yeah.
Yes, these are the Thaw. There
so
are 6 of them.
there are 6 of them.
There are 2 of them
I'm
that are
going
fighting
to-
this butler guy, and the other 4 are casting at Kudash. And the air around
Right.
them is just crackling with energy.
And casting in this instance is casting for the Thaw. Does casting for the Thaw involve like doing, like moving and speaking and doing things?
Yep, just like for you.
Just yeah. So interesting. I'm going to weave together immobility from sleep and how far away are they from us? Do I need to worry about distance?
You're most of the way of a football field.
So they're okay. So they're like a far distance.
Yes.
So I have to do that. I can't do something more clever if I'm being fair and realistic. I'm going to immobility from sleep as if they're in a catatonic state and distance, so I can increase the distance ridiculously.
Okay.
And there are 6 of them.
So yes, there are 6 of them.
Jesus Christ! I am going to.
They
just
appear
gonna-
to be really pissed off at Kudash.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1 for each of them, and then I don't care because I have an ephemera thing. I'm gonna put 8 sorcery on that.
Okay.
So that said, what do you want me to roll? To see if this goes off.
2 dice.
Just a mundane and a sorcery die?
Yep. Unless you're spending a sortilege.
Oh, I definitely will spend a sortilege.
Okay, then 3 dice.
Yep, it's been a minute. Okay, so mundane die is that a 6 or a 9? It is. How do you tell? Oh, it's a 6. So 6 on the mundane die, and then an 8 and a 3 on the 2 sorcery. And I
Okay.
spent 8 sorcery bene and a sortilege.
All right. You cast your weave, and of the 4 that are casting or that are working on Kudash and his family, one of them